Hi guys, my name is Emkii, or you can call me Em. I am a student artist. I started this YouTube channel because I want to share with all of you my speed paints and my drawings. I thought it would be kind of fun to start up a YouTube channel. I finally decided that I want to be a freelance illustrator and also a children's book illustrator. This was after much thinking, a lot of thinking about, what I want to do with my life and how I would want to spend the rest of my days, every single day, doing something that I love. I used to want to be a video game artist, but I felt like that wasn't quite my true passion, even though it did deal with art. And then I took a little while to think about it, and I decided that I can go ahead and try my best to be a freelance illustrator. You only have one life, so I figured I want to do what I want to do with my life. So, some of you might be in a situation where you're trying to figure out what to do with your life. So, some of you may be a point in your life where you're thinking about what major you want to um, get a degree in or what you want to do with your life. And it's a really, really tough decision, but you really have to think about yourself and your happiness. I started college as a graphic design major, but I felt like that really wasn't for me. I didn't like the idea of having to sit in an office cubicle a lot, even though that was just from like a work shadow experience I had with a graphic designer. So I was really basing that off of that, which probably is a generalization of all graphic designers and not necessarily good. Then um, I kind of decided I wanted to be some sort of teacher. I love kids and I love to teach other people how to do things because it makes me feel like I'm helping others and I really like helping others. I wanted to be an art teacher, but I didn't feel that there were enough job opportunities in the teaching market for an art teacher. It would be really tough to get a job. That was just my own personal thoughts, even though I didn't do much research into it. Then I decided I would just be a regular teacher. I would be a middle school teacher and just kind of do art as a hobby. And at the time, I wasn't drawing as much as I used to, like when I did in high school or middle school. And after taking a job at a daycare, I realized that teaching really wasn't for me. It wasn't really my true passion. I still want to be able to teach others in some sort of way, and I hope this YouTube channel will be that the way I can teach others and help others. And then I took a summer and really thought about what I wanted to do with my life. What did I like to do in my free time? What kind of hobbies do I like? That sort of thing. I also thought about, what kind of subjects in school I liked when I was in high school. And I really like science, and I debated on being a lab technician, which is kind of like completely on the other end of the spectrum of art. But I really like science, and I kind of like the idea of getting to work on analyzing chemicals and um, all sorts of different things. But then I really thought, what do I spend most of my free time doing? What are my favorite hobbies? And then I thought, I play video games all the time, and I love art. I love to draw, and I always have. So I decided to go for a video game major, I guess. But I wanted to do more of the art aspect for it and not necessarily the technical coding aspect or anything of that sort. So I found a school with a major that dealt with video games, and I really enjoyed my time here. But and it really got me back into drawing because I joined a club and we worked on video games, and I was an artist for pretty much every game I worked on. Well, every game I worked on. And it really got me back into drawing and really making me believe in my artwork again. After high school, I kind of didn't really think any of my art was good. After seeing other people's artwork online. So, getting to draw more made me more confident in my artwork and really improved my skills a lot. And then I decided, that maybe this major wasn't for me. The major was more of a technical aspect of making video games, such as game design, coding, management, and all that stuff. And that wasn't really what I was looking forward to for working on video games. I just wanted to do create artwork that comes to life. So I started looking at artists online, on Instagram, mostly, and on YouTube, and seeing all these freelance artists really made me think, hey, I could do something like this. Like, I would love to just, maybe be able to work from home, base my career off my artwork, and support myself in that way and be my own boss. So I really thought about it and I decided I wanted to be a freelance artist and or a children's book illustrator. And that was because I really want people to enjoy my artwork. And I really want to make artwork that comes to life for people. That's really why I got into the video game major, because I wanted to make artwork that comes to life. And I feel like children's book illustrations make artwork come to life. It comes to life in the imagination of children and even in parents when they're reading it to their children. And it it is just an essential part of a child's education too. And it kind of has to do with teaching a little bit. I could draw something and teach a child about a different place in the world just through artwork. And that was really important to me, to have artwork have a purpose like that. So I've decided to be a freelance artist and also a children's book illustrator and really work hard on my artwork and become confident in my artwork. I still have a problem with confidence, and I'm going to probably for a long time, but I'm trying to be more confident in my artwork and to believe in myself and try not to compare myself to other artists who have maybe had more years of experience than I have. And I think it's really important to try not to compare yourself to other artists, but rather set them as an aspiration or a goal that you would like to reach. And that's what I've been doing for the past few months, is finding artists that I really admired and really liked their artwork and kind of setting that as a goal, Oh, hey, I like this style, or I like how this artist included this element into their artwork, and maybe I want to include it in mine, try it out and see if I like it, see if I can do it, see if it works for me. So I really recommend you doing that for yourself. Just kind of look up and see what kind of artists you might be interested in, checking out their artwork and seeing how they do things themselves for their artwork or how they have improved themselves. So for this piece, I got inspiration from the Tangled movie on Disney Channel, Tangled Before Ever After. It's a really cute movie, and I love the artwork and style of this movie. And I was really inspired by the backgrounds from Laura Price, aka Lulu Sketches, on Instagram and Tumblr and YouTube. She had been posting a bunch of illustrations that she has done for the show and the movie, and I really loved the style of it and the enchanting quality of it, and how it had textures and everything like that. And that's really the way I wanted my artwork to look. So I found this picture of a forest on Instagram and decided I wanted to draw it because it had a pretty decent composition and nice colors and it looked really lush. So in this painting, I used brushes that Laura Price recommended on her YouTube video. The ones I downloaded are free, and I recommend you checking them out if you like the textures they give. They're really nice brushes, and I really liked them, and I will be definitely using them again. Recently, I have been using a free program called Krita, and it's a really nice painting program. It kind of feels like a mixture of Paint Tool Sai and Photoshop. It has a lot of really nice brushes that really imitate paints, different kinds of paints and pencils and pens well, and mixes colors together well. But for this drawing, I wanted to try to get back into Photoshop because I hadn't used it for drawing in a long while, and I wanted to try to get the hang of it and kind of used the pen tool to create the shapes I needed and then just add in some line work afterwards instead of starting with line art first and then filling in colors later. So I will be trying to keep using Photoshop. At times I may use Krita or I may use Paint Tool SAI for line work. It really just depends on what I'm needing at the moment, but I'm going to try to stick to Photoshop. I definitely really need to work on smooth line arts. I have a Wacom Intuos Pro tablet, and so it's a little bit difficult to get smooth line work on that tablet because I'm not seeing what I'm directly drawing on right underneath my hand. And I can't really do fluid arm movements. So I'm going to try to practice line work in Photoshop to get really nice smooth lines. So in my artwork, I've noticed that I have strengths and weaknesses. Start off with my strengths. So my strengths are backgrounds, I believe, because I'm pretty decent at getting kind of an atmosphere in a background and kind of making enchanting backgrounds. I don't have many backgrounds to show right now, but I have done a few backgrounds for video games that I've worked on. Um, and then those are about my only strengths at the moment. I also believe I'm pretty good at painting, but I still need to work on shades and highlights and things of that sort, and also color theory. I mean, there's a lot I need to work on, but I'll just point out my main weaknesses. Um, my main weaknesses are anatomy, of course. I think that's just about everybody's main weakness. Also, movement. In an illustration, I need to really work on showing movement and fluidity, especially in bodies, in people or animals. But also, you can show movement in the environment. So, I really need to work on that also and just kind of innately showing movement. And the last weakness I need to work on is telling a story in an illustration. I had an artist critique my portfolio a few months back, and she pointed out that an illustration should tell a story. It shouldn't just be some random background, which I know this is bad. I'm saying this when I'm just drawing a random background. Um, but it should tell some kind of story, even just a little hint of it, to kind of make it more interesting. And then I would say my composition skills are kind of in the middle between strength and weakness. They're not really either strength or weakness, but it could still have a little bit of work to it. I still have a lot to learn. I'm not really formally trained. I'm pretty much all self-taught. I find everything I need to know on the internet, and just kind of learn that way and from experience. But I am definitely excited to get to school and actually be in an art major to learn new things and to improve my skills. So back to the painting, I finished coloring and painting every part I needed to, and now I'm just doing some post-processing work in Photoshop. I make a gradient map layer of the opposite colors of what I have in my painting, just because I feel like it helps balances out the color in the painting and doesn't make it too heavy in either warm or cool colors or a certain type of color. And I set it to a layer type that kind of pleases my eye. I usually change it up every single drawing, so I can't really say which type of layer type to use. And then I also apply some texture and edit the levels and curves to make it a higher contrast. And that's about it. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more from me, you can go ahead and subscribe. Up to you. Also, you can follow my Instagram at emkii.art, and then also follow me on Tumblr at emkiiart.tumblr.com. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions or if you'd like to see anything else. Thanks for watching. Bye.